Today is Tuesday, July 18th, 2017. We are 3 days, yes, 3 whole days from the start of the HCS Summer Pro League 2017 finals at DreamHack Atlanta as the battle for $200,000 continues. The top 6 North American teams will compete against the top 4 European teams in the championship bracket, and then you have the Open Series teams that will compete for a spot in the championship bracket so they can take a shot at one of the Pro Halo teams. Big welcome to everybody on Twitch and then tuning in later on YouTube. Welcome to the show made by the community for the community. If you don't know by now, this is HCS Now, a show all about competitive Halo. So get everybody in here that you know that loves competitive Halo. Tweet the stream, tell your friends, get everybody in here so we can talk and enjoy the show together. I'm your host, Computer. I am coming to you live from UGC Studios.
With Default, Mommy.
All right. We got a stacked show for you guys today. Be sure to check out our new sponsor. It's Geek Fuel. Use code UGC to get 10% off your next monthly mystery box. Keep this show going in and out every week. So let's kick this one off with our first topic, which is Halo Hot Topics. Now, this week, we got a special guest with us. His name is Caster Butters, and he is just landed one of the biggest gigs in his career so far. This man's about to be blowing up because he's going to be casting at DreamHack Atlanta. Now, Caster Butters, tell me how you feel about this situation you got going on right now.
Well, first of all, man, I couldn't believe any of it whenever it happened. Whenever Daytona, Florida happened, I wanted to cast that. You know what I mean? And I was writing Toshi, I was writing all kinds of people like, hey, dude, do you think I could do this? You know, something like, can I work at Daytona, Florida? You know, anything. Yeah. And they're like, pretty much nothing for you. I didn't really hear anything. And, just with months being from event to event, I was like, damn, this is getting hard to get the gig, So I was kind of like giving up. I wrote one last letter, to Sashi. Anything he says, I'll let you know if I hear anything. And, after waiting for quite some time, LMI Warrior reached out to me and he said, hey, how would you feel casting at Atlanta, Georgia? And I'm like, come on, man, don't prank me, dude. That's not real. Because it's so big, it's just such a big an event. And I didn't think that they'd trust like one of the new guys with it. Now I know I can do it without a doubt. I know I can do it, but for them to believe that I can do it, just wow, just holy crap, it meant a lot to be recommended.
This is huge for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the biggest events Halo has had in quite a while, next to a Worlds event. So, dude, I feel like you're gonna start making a name for yourself after this event.
Yeah.
So you gotta, bring your A game.
Yeah. If you want to cast an event, this is the one you want.
That's my mother. There you are. Looking for the keys.
You got to bring your A game to this event.
Doesn't matter. Still early on the show. We're good.
Yeah. We'll edit that. No, but I'm super proud that see you there representing the community. You've been grinding. I remember not too long ago just talking about how difficult it was for casters to get into casting esports, especially Halo, since it's already been established for so long that we use the same casters over and over. I'm actually pretty excited to see some new talent casting, and I can't wait to see you on the booth.
Thanks, man. I have a lot of material. I always try to come up with some material beforehand. If I said this, would I get nothing but cringe in the chat, or would I get people reciting the joke I said, or I always want them in memorable material. I don't want because when some of the casters cast, nobody quotes them. It's like, oh, remember when he said that? It's just kind of traditional casting. Some of them get good shots. I love a good roast. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not. So the roasting's definitely going to be there, man. As far as I'm concerned, every pro's a marshmallow, dude, and I'm a happy camper, dude.
Yeah, so you're not afraid.
I'm planning on roasting all the marshmallows throughout time.
Right. Because I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I don't play it safe. I'm not too afraid to take it there a lot of times, and I think we need that. I can see how some people might get a little, but hey. I mean, not everybody's going to have the same opinion about everything. So,
No.
And that's.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I mean, even though it's a good roasting, it's not like I'm saying I'm better than these players because they're way better than I will ever be in Halo. But whenever you want to do like a comparison kind of deal, I'd give you the truth right away, or I wouldn't freak out. On like if I already knew something, like sometimes a cash will freak out. Like, did you know about that spot? I'll be like, yeah, man, since like season 2, pretty much. I'm not gonna go, hell no, dude. Like, what? That's new to me. Like, nah. If I knew something, I'm gonna say that's not.
Yeah, according to the casters, every player in the game has the best shot in the game. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
he's got the best shot in the game, and then next thing, he's got the best shot in the game.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, no, they all can't have the best shot in the game. Sometimes you have to talk bad about a player, okay? No.
Yeah. And like for example, like I feel like Hines from Straight Rippin', I think he's a perfect like addition to almost any team, in my opinion. OBJ wise, if you're missing an OBJ player, Hines will fill that resume within a second. But like his 1v1s. Shoot, man, I don't know if I'm faulty on this one, just because as a community caster, I always watch a lot of their games, and even when I'm not casting, I'm still just spying in there on a spectator point of view, and he'll win about 3 out of 10 1v1s, and one of them would be with Kratos, and the other one would be like Royal 2 or somebody, somebody crazy. He'll just he'll amaze somebody, but it's that 1v1 skill that you need. If you're the last guy alive and you have to defend a flag or defend a stronghold, and that's when it gets real down to the importance of 1v1ing. Yeah. And there's quite a bit of pro players that fit that description where their 1v1 skills suck, but their team knowledge is what makes them better than the regular player. So even though an amateur would have been like, oh, I would have won that 1v1 fight, sure, you would have won it, but that team fight in general, your knowledge isn't there because these are pros. They already know when to go into a team fight, when to back out, or even get a spawn trap, and that's what some amateurs kind of lack.
Yeah. Well, before we get too off topic, let me get into the first topic of Halo Hot Topics, of course. All right. This is kind of new today. The new news is the musical bracket drama that we got going on. So apparently, when the open bracket went out for signups, ESL allowed one player to sign up a team and hold a spot. Okay, well, this is a huge problem when it comes to the amateur scene because we all know it's like insane. Teams are constantly changing. One guy can sign up as a team but never ever actually develop a full team to fill out the roster. So what the problem is, you got the brackets filled is already full. 64 players have filled the bracket. Well, most of those might not have a full team. So then you got players that are put on a waiting list that possibly have full teams but can't get a spot in the bracket because it's already filled up. So there is a big issue going on right now. And like this tweet here, they were even told to just split their team up and join with randoms and hold a spot in the bracket. Now, that's just completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I said even if their team hasn't signed up yet, they'll put on a waiting list.
Yeah.
And you've been scrimming with this team this whole time, and now you can't say, oh, we might not be able to play together.
Yeah. So what happens is now you have teams on a waiting list that are waiting for either players to drop out of the bracket or even maybe ESL dropping players from the bracket that don't have a full roster, or the bracket opening up to more teams. This is a big issue because these amateur teams are paying out of the pocket a very expensive trip, and now at the last minute they're not even sure if they can play.
Yeah.
Now, you can say, well, maybe they should have signed up earlier, but they, what's your opinion on this, Butters?
Well, I disagree. I think it absolutely sucks in that perspective. I'm siding with you guys on that one because I think if somebody doesn't have a team and they're just holding a spot, that's going to hurt ESL more than it's going to hurt the team because they'll be like, oh, well, this guy never had a team, so that's one team that's not even going to compete now. Now that's just lowering our teams fighting, throughout the weekend. You got to remember that they can't really add more teams to the list because they're already estimating a time. This is going to be a 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend kind of thing. So, if we were to have 150 teams, that's going to be a really long tournament. So it's either we're going to have 15-hour streams or, that's just going to be a lot of other stuff. So 64 teams estimated time-wise is probably why they capped it at 64. But so, increasing the teams probably wouldn't work, even though I'd love it for the slide of more lands. Hopefully more teams will sign up like they did this one. But with one person just holding a spot and be like, hey, well, I hold the key, man, so you guys can play with me. You know what I mean? And let's see where we get along.
Exactly, and that's what it's coming down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hey, I don't agree with that. That's like,
and I guess it all stems from kind of you shouldn't open a bracket up where one person can hold a spot.
Yeah, should be team signed up.
That was a mix-up, especially when it comes to the open scene when teams are constantly changing. Like, let's say I'm the guy that holds the seed and 3 of my players leave my team and go join somebody else. Well, I still hold the spot, but I don't have a team anymore.
Yeah.
And so now and it's just a huge mess.
Yeah, and see, it wouldn't be fair either because that would suck. And that actually happens at events where they just registered a team and 3 people left their team or 2 people left. And they're like, oh, well, these guys, one couldn't make it. So they picked me up instead. And obviously they're better than we are. So. And that would suck in your case, if you're that one guy that was left alone, because you don't want to be like, well, I paid my pass, and ESL just says, well, sir, you're going to have to give your pass up to somebody else, even though you got it first, paid your own money.
Technically,
even if they reimburse them, that's just, it's just, how would you fix that? I guess they should open up more teams just in case. So they should have a side bracket on like literally, and then go, yeah, dude, this guy's not getting a team whatsoever. So we're going to give you your team to go ahead. Because it's not looking like he's going to get a team.
Yeah, and I really think that would be the only way is to kind of play it by ear. Like, look, this guy, he's in a team by himself, and it's the bracket's about to lock. He doesn't have a team yet. We're going to have to reimburse you or something and then put a team in there. But then again, you can't really force someone to do that when they rightfully paid for the pass. So but then again, why would they hold on to it if they don't get to use it?
They don't have a team. They don't really.
Yeah, it's like a nobody wins situation. Yeah. So, I guess they'd have to be reasonable to these key players. Whoever unfortunately doesn't have a team and is holding a pass. They'd be like, all right, well, we could enter you in the free for all, or they'd have to do like their own side reasonable. Like, well, what would we have to do to keep you aside or something? Because it's gonna be DreamHack. It's not like it's gonna be a random tournament, so they could be like, hey, we could hook you up with a 3-day pass, or we could hook you up with a side pass, for the free play areas, or just something on their own merits that'll convince the guy that's holding the pass by himself to just drop it. And again, it really sucks because this guy didn't or girl didn't come here to go do that side stuff. They just got ripped off by their team. So it's a really hard situation to convince somebody that was there solely to play Halo.
You have to be strict with the open bracket because, like I said, it's the wild, wild west. Like teams are just constantly changing. You got to lay down and enforce some strict rules, or these teams are just going to be all over the place. That's just all there is to it.
Well, Tashi did tweet out that they're working with ESL to resolve it, but we don't know what that.
It just came to their attention, and he just landed.
Well, he was on a flight, and so now they apparently are working on it. I hope they get it figured out because the good news about all of this is that we have a problem with fitting in all the teams, and that's good news.
Yeah.
That's always good news, and obviously the more teams you have, the more prize pool you can increase. Because I think it's like $100 a team pass, or
I don't know.
Pretty decent amount. It's like 150 a team pass or something. And that could just go to the prize pool, money, and increase that and fix the prize pool issue that we're having.
Yeah, this is awesome. We got 64 bracket, not completely filled out, but we got. I've heard, and I don't know, I can't confirm anything, but I've heard that, and I feel like it's a little high, but I was hearing around 100 teams or more.
Really?
Yeah.
Are on the wait. Okay, well, see if there's
not
100
on the waiting
teams
list, complete with 64 bracket plus the waiting list, and that's not counting the championship bracket of the 12 teams with their 6 from pro league teams from NA and 4 from EU. So we got a lot of people trying to play.
Yeah, see, and it sounds amazing, but all right, out of 64 teams, let's say 5 of those guys, 5 of the teams are all solo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just same problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the team. So it's counting as a team, even though it's not a full
Right.
full roster.
Yeah.
So that that's something else they could do. They'd be like, hey, well, this guy also was left alone by his team. Would you guys like to form a team together? 3 passes and you guys just form a solo team.
There's gonna be a lot of last minute teams forming at the event. Like or before the event starts, I should say. Like at the door, they're gonna be in the lobby. Like, you got a team? You got a team? I got a pass. It's gonna be that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be nuts.
And that wouldn't affect roster lock or anything.
I don't know when it locks, to be honest. So I would assume that if you hold a pass and you really want to hold it until the last minute, until the event starts, you can be at the door looking for people to play. So I don't know. The next thing we're going to talk about is something that I've not seen divide the community this much in quite a while, and that was the prize pool breakdown. And I know you've heard a lot about it too.
Yes, I did. And I've been reading a lot of.
You know what? I could have read probably 50 pages of Team Beyond post about this, and I skimmed through it. I try to keep everybody's opinion in mind, and there's a lot. Yeah. So,
if you're looking for my opinion on this, man, again, it's touchy because, wow, it's. I don't know, man. It's just I've heard both sides from the pros.
Exactly.
I've heard from the amateurs, and both of them making awesome points, and amateurs making like probably more points on their side, but they're both making sense. You know what I mean? So it's really hard.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
exactly,
I would say top 16 should not get paid. In my opinion, with low prize pool with 64 teams. Now, if we had 150. Oh, hell yeah, that sounds perfect. That sounds amazing. With 150 teams, top 16, that sounds great. I also, read with LMI Warrior, Ace, Ogre 2, and a few others, saying that these amateurs should be grateful on, how this is going, because how hard it was back then in the MLG days, that it was nowhere near as simple as this. And,
right.
And look how long those guys stuck with Halo. They grinded out, and now they're top 8 to the Pro League. So, obviously pros deserve what they have because they fought for it.
There's the argument. You can look at both sides and see the argument and why it's argued on both sides. Like, one side, you have the pros that are the best, deserve the most money, but already make the most money. But they have grinded through the hardest years of Halo to get where they're at to earn that.
Yeah, and earned.
You have the amateur side, which has been somewhat ignored. They don't have a lot to play for. It's important to draw more players into this amateur scene, and you kind of you see it in both angles, and you're like, yeah, I understand this kind of, and I understand this kind of. I see a lot of pros kind of like, well, back in my day, we had to blah, blah, blah. It was much more difficult. And you see a lot of that. And then you see a lot of amateurs that are kind of like, yeah, well, I haven't made anything. And but in today's amateur scene, it does seem a tad easier because there's a lot of smaller orgs that will help amateur teams out. And you didn't really have a lot of that back in the day. So, I don't know.
Back in the day, you're like, hey, let's form a team. What do you want to be called? And then they, let's be called this. And now it's like, oh, who are we gonna play for now? And with a little monthly payout or whatever they can get. And with the Halo scene, it's really hard for the organizations to get in at this point because again, you got to pay your players what they're worth. So if they go, we could definitely place top 16. Oh well, top 16 pays $2,000. Would I profit from that? And it's really hard, to do that. So, it's just it's an edgy area on how to please everybody. And of course, you want to please everyone. And to tell a pro that even though you grinded and you earned, everything you have right now, it'd just be more fair if we stretched it out to the amateurs, and it wouldn't make sense to them, but it would make sense to the humble people.
Because you want to draw the amateur teams in, but yet you're giving money to someone that placed 16th
Yeah.
place. Now, you place 16th place, you've lost. Like you did okay, but do you really deserve
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
$2,000?
that's what like you said. If it was more teams, okay, I
Yeah,
get that.
like
But
150,
yeah,
about 150 to 200. Oh, you totally deserve it. Top 16,
Mhm.
that's amazing.
yeah, but
You know how
64
much you had
teams
to
and
fight
you're
there.
getting 16th, you're getting $2,000. That's
Yeah, you can start
Yeah, that's
factoring
like
in.
winning. That's like winning like what, 3 matches? About 3 matches,
You can
Mhm.
start
and you're
factoring
already top
in
16.
so much math and numbers from like, oh, how many people signed up, or how difficult was it back then to do this, and then like he made like a gigantic post about how the pros have an opportunity for 4.5 million compared to amateurs who have had opportunity for only 50,000 and stuff like that. The only issue I do see with the prize pool, and yeah, I probably wouldn't have paid out top 16. I would have stopped at top 12, but uh, I do think first place deserves more than 30% of the prize pool. I think
I agree.
60,000 is too low.
Yeah, I,
Mhm.
agree
I
with
think
that.
it should have been at least 70, 75 grand
yeah, especially for a
first.
$200,000 tournament.
Yeah.
It should be higher. Because they're a pro
And
team for a reason. They grinded to get to where they
exactly,
are now.
and then it comes back to the amateur saying, well, they're already getting monthly paid, along
And
with
they got
their
a free
Twitch
ride
money,
there.
and
Yeah.
then amateurs go into how much each player is making, and not every pro player is a big streamer. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
got your occasional Optic members, and even two of them, Royal 2 and Snakebite, they hardly ever stream. And
Yeah.
Snipdown, nobody else from Envy streams. No one other than Snipdown. So it's not like they're making all this Twitch money or something. They're making money, but like they deserve it. That's the hard thing to tell them.
Mhm.
Like you
Yeah.
gotta straight up just tell an amateur, like, are you saying that they really don't deserve what they have? And then if they honestly no, then I wouldn't side with that guy.
Yeah.
It's like a debate that you can't
Oh.
win.
I'm saying I
Yeah.
see both sides. Yeah, AMs
Yeah, I
they
see,
need
exactly.
support too, but it's like, come on, they're pro, and it's like saying you're good at basketball. I should be getting paid the same guy as this guy because I'm kind of good.
Mm.
You're a bench
Yeah.
warmer, but you want to make with that guy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's $200,000. First place, 60 grand. That's the first thing that jumped out at me. I'm just like, wow, that's kind of low for first. I do feel like it should have stopped at top 12, but then if you think about it, if you stopped at top 12, you got the 6 North American pro teams and then the 4 European teams. They're considered pro, so you wouldn't be paying too many amateur teams if you stopped at top 12. And then you want to bring amateur teams into the scene, so it's just like a never-ending circle.
Yeah, and I heard that EU is having some problem with their flights too, or something. Like one of them
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
make it, or something, or they're all good.
I haven't been
I haven't
up to
heard
date
it.
on that.
You haven't
Yeah,
been.
me neither.
Okay, I saw a tweet from Jimbo or something about his flight. I didn't read too much of it though.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Well, hopefully they all
Keep
made
on
it.
top of that.
Yeah.
The talent. You're going to be casting next to some legendary talent at this event. Man, I'm excited to see this event. It's going to be Sims, Elamite, Strongside, Walshy, which you do not see on the picture because they forgot to put his photo on there. They didn't forget our boy Caster Butters. So Dan,
It did not. I hate that picture so.
Ghost
I hate that
Yami.
picture.
and we got another community guy, Nighty Night, which I'm pretty excited to see him up on the caster booth. Wonder Boy and Bill Jump Carter. Not really too familiar with
I don't know who that
with
is.
him, but I'm sure we will be after the event. So, how excited are you to cast side by side next to some of these legends?
Well, I'm super excited, and what I really like this time is that for me and Nighty Night, that is we're on the casting lineup this time. We're not going to be here for like a game or one match. We're going to be here for multiple matches throughout throughout the days, and so instead of saying who do you want to cast with out of these 6 people, I'm like, well, I want to cast with everybody. Like
Right.
I want a chance to cast with everyone, and they're like at St. Louis I could only cast with one. So
Mhm.
so I picked Strong Side. I thought it went perfectly well. I felt really calm. So this time, I want to try to expand more out. Not that Strong Side's better than the other one. I'd like to, cast with Elamite Warrior and a few others, and especially Walshy because he'll say a traditional roast kind of thing, or he just has something to say. So I just hope I mesh good with everybody, and I hope I don't stutter or any of that, fumbles on any words, and I can just keep on just boom knocking one out right after the next.
Yeah, when I go to these events and I meet everybody, Walshy's still the only guy I fanboy over.
Same
Like
here.
I see him, I'm just like,
Walshy.
It's Walshy.
Yeah.
The legend. He's just the living legend. I still kind of fanboy over. So I would get nervous if I had to cast with Walshy. I'd be like, oh man, Walshy man.
They cut back to you and you're staring at him.
Like I would be scared to try to, like you said, you wanted to try to roast some people. I would be like, I can't roast Walshy, dude. He's way cooler than me. Even if he roasted me, I would just take it. I would just be like, "You're right, Walshy." Cry a little bit.
I have some creative things in my mind. I hope they go good. Some of them it's going to be a swing and a miss. I know that for a fact. But I still had some people talking to me about some of the things I said at St. Louis, like with Hotel on Plaza, and I was like, it looks like Allegiance is checking out because they all just got destroyed at Hotel and. And it was like a peekaboo, peeka don't moment, and people always tell me that, and I don't know. So I hope to keep that going again, for this event and even more coming up soon. Yeah. So if I'm lucky enough, so I plan on nailing it and trying. Like I said, I was trying my best in St. Louis. I messed up really horribly on Saturday. The first game, I was like, I'm already fumbling. This time, definitely, I already feel comfortable talking to you guys now. So I think it's going to go perfect.
You've been practicing a lot.
Oh yeah, throughout the month I've been practicing, casting over scrims, trying to, come up with new stuff, and not only that, but pay attention to all the roster lock changes throughout the month, just in case anybody was going to change at last second. Which nobody really has changed. Everybody's been sticking together finally, which is really good.
I casted with Joe Fries a couple weeks ago.
That Beyond
the
the
first
Sticks?
time I casted Halo, and the first I think game or so I casted, I slipped a cuss word out right immediately, and I was just like, oh, and then I was like, they just like, don't do that. It's like, sorry, dude. And I try not to do it on this show, but dude, I can see it happening. Just like I don't even know what I said.
Especially, that's easy because if you're into it, you forget you're on camera, so it's like,
especially if just something crazy just happened, you're like, holy, just, you just can't believe it. Like,
yeah, dude, it's like a lot harder than you think because it's like second nature when you do it a lot, and then you get on the stream, you gotta completely no more of that. All right.
Yeah, when I was
go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say when I was casting on my own channel, I throw a curse word out multiple times, because it's mine. I'm not under contract, and people like that. They're like, all right, this is the real side, you know what I mean? But if they go, it's like, all right, Butters, you get like one cuss word and that's it, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna save it for something. I don't know what, but I'm gonna save it. And, but I don't think they'll give you the. All right, you got one. Just give me that Spider-Man chance kind of thing.
No, you're done. Get out. Especially if it's the right word. This news makes me extremely sad and worried. Snipdown tweeted out that he has been resting his hand. He hasn't been playing a lot of Halo because his hand is giving him a lot of issues. And he posted this video on Twitter of him almost unable to open his hand fully. I think we have it right here.
What do you do?
Well, he said that he thinks he grips the controller too tight and at a weird angle, and it's causing a lot of strain on his hand, apparently. And this is terrible news if you play video games for a living.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up with any kind of permanent damage, carpal tunnel issues, strained like muscle ligaments or whatever. Yeah. I'm not a doctor.
Well, he said, luckily it's not his good hand.
Right.
So. I don't think he'd
and
be
he
Yeah, yeah.
said he was
Yeah,
taking
it looked
it
like
easy.
it was his left one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's
So
been
that's
taking
just
it
that's
easy.
just moving your analytics.
But they did scrim Optic last night, and I'm just like, it's always going to be the back of my head now. Is his hand affecting him? Like, if he doesn't perform in a game, like especially at DreamHack, is his hand affecting his gameplay? And
Like, what's
it's kind of
main-
like when
it
Snakebite
painful?
was sick at the last LAN event.
Is it painful? Is it hurting?
I don't know.
It does look like it hurts if you can't really make a
Yeah.
fist. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't look like your hand wants you to.
So if
You
I
know, it
fix
looks
his
like it's
thumb-
preventing him from getting a good grip.
I don't know. It's scary. It's really scary. I mean, permanent hand injury like that, and that could be a serious thing.
See, I'd be
So,
worried. Like,
It's
if I
like
continue to
equivalent
play-
of like NFL with your ACL.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
mean,
Like,
it's
That's it.
that's your money makers right there, man. It's your hands and your thumbs. You can't let those get injured. I mean,
I'd be constantly worried. Like, my other hand's gonna happen. Like, this happened over here. You're like, so when's this gonna happen?
well, it might not
Oh.
ever happen to your other hand because it's just like the weird thing you might do with this hand that's causing it.
Yeah. But see, I'd be worried about that.
And this was posted after the Platinum 5 Studios tournament, right? Because
Yeah.
they lost
think so.
that. Nobody was expecting that to happen
Yeah.
at all because
And
it was the NV full roster and everybody
Yeah.
else was a pickup team. I think Oxygen Supremacy was the full roster team as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, it was just a pickup team that were taking some games off of Envy, and that could possibly be a reason. His hand just throwing him off, but it's good practice nonetheless for them.
Yeah.
But that was definitely an eye opener to see what to expect from Envy.
yeah. Get well,
And
Snipdown.
playing beyond the sticks, playing 58 games. I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to help either.
We need that hand in fully functioning condition. We need you to go to 2 best of game 7s with Optic. Okay, so really though, some of those tournaments can be.
Hopefully, Liquid could do that as well. Just
Yeah.
replacing
They could.
Ace, replacing Rain for Ace. That was perfect because, like I
Oh.
said, with Hein's position, I saw Rain in the same position as Hein was on Straight Rippin', because he didn't win that many 1v1s, but Rain definitely was the OBJ player for the squad because he didn't really get too many sniper rifles. It was pretty much Sub-Zero, which that took me a long time, by the way, to get used to, from
Yeah.
calling him Penguin to
Right.
Sub-Zero. Oh, man, and I know he's very passionate about that. He'll correct you out on the spot.
I was even before I realized how good the new Liquid team is. Whenever right after they made the team change, I was comparing them to pre-lethal CLG, where they were always up in the top 3, but never were like a top 1 team dominating. And they made that one team change where they picked up lethal. And they went from a top 3 to destroying everyone, and still
Key
to this
success.
day. And I feel like Liquid is kind of in that same situation. They were always up there, top 3, couldn't ever break out. Kind of in there with Envy every once in a while. Made that one team change, went to the Pro League that next week, and they haven't lost since.
They've been doing phenomenally, especially with Splice around the corner. They're doing pretty good as well. Shooters, seems like he's getting better every day,
Yeah.
almost. But you do see sometimes, I don't know. Who I think can be a really good team is Ronin Esports.
Mhm.
I casted a few games of theirs like throughout different days, and they always win their Slayers. Like 8 out of 10, they'd win Slayers, even against Optic. They've won like 1 or 2. So if you could outslay the enemy team, all you got to do is work on your OBJ work, and and this is what Ronin does a lot, along with Straight Rippin', is they'll get the 4 dead, and they'll have a guy on each side of the map, and they'll like pull it here on blocking spawns, but this guy's blocking spawns on the other side, so the enemy team just spawns sporadically, and they just lose control. So their coaches really need to get on top of that on positioning and OBJs, because their Slayer game is really good.
Speaking of
It's
the
just
teams,
their OBJ that need to work.
let's bring up the scrim scores from the last few nights and weeks. This is courtesy of Halo Data Hive. If you have any inquiry to scrim scores or teams or stats, halodatahive.com is the place to go. This is the best website. that's ever came out of the community. Halo Data Hive right here. It's like amazing. Yeah, I watched Optic and Envy last night. Always close scrims. Yeah, Optic won, but almost any game you can pick out, and it could have went either way. So they are still closely match teams. Like I don't see either one of them being able to just destroy the other. I think if they go to get to each other on land, I don't think it's going to be a 3-0. I mean, but Envy does have a problem and always has had a problem of coming out flat, especially in the first day of the tournament. They always seem like they got to fight their way out of a loser's bracket. So hopefully they've gotten that figured out.
And as far as everybody else, you see some amateur teams doing pretty good. I don't really see too many of the amateur teams here right now, but I believe Oxygen Supremacy, right? Yeah, Oxygen Supremacy. I believe they beat Straight Rippin'. They started scrimming them, which is a surprise because usually pro teams never want to scrim, the higher AM teams, like hardly ever. So, that says a lot right there is for a pro team to scrim one of our high AM teams. It just shows respect on that point of view.
Yeah. Let's bring up the standings going into DreamHack for the North American Championship bracket. Now, they haven't really released any information on relegation matches yet, but I do expect Oxygen Supremacy to come in and take a Pro League spot.
I can see them take Straight Rippin's spot. Just sad to say, but hey, the greats have to fall eventually, and right. Oxygen Supremacy, it's already a team of pros pretty much right then and there.
Yeah.
Now you got, who's on it, Contra, Ryanoob playing just crazy for some reason. He's just been doing really good, and I think Nemesis and Destroyed is on the team, and those are just the highest of the high-end players. So I'm really happy to see these guys finally, being their way to Pro League. That's amazing.
Yeah. And Wise, we could see two relegations, two Pro League teams relegated. So, that's gonna be it for Caster Butters. Caster Butters, I want to wish you the best of luck this weekend at the DreamHack Finals. We're going to be watching. We're going to be rooting for you. We're going to be rooting for our teams. Are you going to be doing any streaming ahead of time, or are you just busy gathering yourself?
I have a flight that takes off around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. actually, so hopefully I can go to bed soon. And I usually never feel tired before the plane ride, man. I'm always up at 1 a.m. I'm like, dude, it leaves in a few hours. I'm just going to be really tired. But as far as streaming from here now, no. Afterwards, well, hopefully, I guess I can't really say too much yet because I just want to see if I nail it. You know what I mean? Who knows? I could bomb it and just not want to show my face.
You won't do that.
Dude, you have the personality and the voice, and that's all you need because – dude, you're so full of energy. You're just like hype. And we want hype.
Yeah,
I don't know. A lot of people kind of like the T-squared style of casting where it's kind of just information, but he also is kind of mundane at times. Like, oh, there's a triple kill. And
see, that's my favorite part because every time something crazy just happens, he goes, it's always I've done better than that,
maybe. Like I've seen better,
and I love that. Like, dude, if I could guess if he squared, that'd be perfect.
To be honest,
night and day, I guess.
I'm a hype guy, so you bring the hype, and then you're gonna get me hyped, and then my heart's gonna get pounded as I'm watching the game, and it's gonna be a great series. So.
First minute of the game, I'll be like, it's already a tie, 0-0. Freaking out. Like,
well, when to bring the hype. Don't bring it all the time. You got to know when to bring it. Come on. Thanks for coming on the show. Follow him on Twitter.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you follow Caster Butters on Twitter, and we will see you this weekend on the stream.
Thanks a lot, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Have a good day tomorrow.
You too.
You do.
All right. Let's roll straight into Player of the Week. Each week, we ask you to vote for our player of the week on Twitter, and our Twitter is HES_now, so make sure you go to Twitter and give that a follow so you can vote for player of the week and slay of the week and communicate with us on a daily basis and get all kind of updates that we put out, side content, you name it. So, we had, 4 players for this week?
Mm-hmm. We had Denoxide, Stellar, World 2, and Boo Boo.
Who won?
Boo Boo Doo Boo.
Who won?
Yep, he sure
Boo Boo Doo Boo is the HGS Now Player of the Week, the highest and only award that we offer. It gives nothing but props.
Yeah.
They won that tournament they had this weekend.
Yeah.
Took down Envy.
Right. Boo Boo Doo Boo. He is a superstar, let me tell you. And I expect Splice to come in really hot at this LAN, so you wait. Let's roll Slayer of the Week, presented to you by Geek Fuel. And the Slays of the Weeks are...
Red flag return. Red flag reset. Triple. Overkill. Killing spree. Double kill. Blue flag taken.
Yeah. Sorry, we're playing liquids. I'm trying to work it out. One's basement left side. You went right side.
One shot. Dude, why did
I didn't get camo. I did not get camo burn.
Two dead, yes.
He's gonna go for the
On
burn.
it, yeah, Ola.
Alright,
Who
43.
Matt, I'm
Last
looking,
guy's
I'm looking.
You guys want to go next? Or you guys gonna push mid?
I got a blank. I got a fucking blank.
He's basement
One
door
shot
with it.
basement.
I hit once, you.
He's still there. Came back, you guys.
In the corner, in the corner, in the corner.
Got 2 back cat on me.
I'm looking.
Ola's
Let's
weak
stay like
carbine.
that. One carbine.
Double kill.
They have our flag. Spotted the enemy flag carrier.
Carrier kill. Triple kill.
I got the guy in church.
Zigs or no? Bunker, barrels. I got one. Oh, there's another one down there. That one, bottom rail.
Oh my god. This is insane. Watch bunker, dude. They're gonna spawn bunker. They're gonna spawn
Open
bunker.
field right now.
Oh, there's a guy open field right now, weak.
They did spawn bunker though.
Bottom. I got him. What?
Bunker, bunker,
He's
shooter.
right now. Shotsy.
And bottom, and barrels on me. Barrels, I'm dead. Barrels and bunker. Barrels and bunker.
I died a sniper. I think it's off the map.
Dead.
Shotsy's nest rage.
Eric 16
Good
and 4.
Who was reacting when Snipdown hit those shots? Was that
I think it was-
Ola?
Yeah, I think it was Pistola.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That was the
How
funniest
does
part.
he even like watching while he's playing? He's
It was
over like,
funny, like
oh my god, he's hitting these shots.
it was funny. Mick was like, Snipdown's 16 and 4.
Yeah, make wood. I'm like, no. Please tell me Frosty won because I liked his the best.
Nope.
Damn.
Renegade's overkill one.
Wait. Yeah, Renegade. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Wanted to win.
Same.
I had my clips mixed up in my
Yeah, I
head.
was like,
It was Renegade. That's
Yeah.
who I wanted to win. And Renegade won, and he definitely deserved it because that last ground pound was nasty. You saw how great those plays were. But what happens when pros suck? I make a montage of it. And this week's episode of Pro Player Else, episode 6.
No, bro.
Tell me, Rich.
Oh my god.
Is that real, dude?
That
might
have cost them
why?
Our spinner's right next to you, Matt. Right behind you, right behind you, right behind you.
I'm not here, dude.
I hit him twice.
Just force me. He's one bullet, dude.
Come on, Red.
Probably.
They needles. Needles. I killed you. They needles.
Needles all.
It's at the end. We're fucking dominating. Take win on land. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
I whooped every one of Optic's ass tonight. You're an idiot if you think you're right.
That railgun, but he gets immediately scattered, and now Ryan is going to pick up both of the power weapons over here. They destroyed, going for a volcano swim.
Not worth it.
Not worth
it
at all.
Both going down as Micklin does pick up that camo. Didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Finishing
That was actually a really important play. Now, sticky situation. What do you do here?
I'm
catwalking. No, it's your weak. Very weak. Right in front of you. I'm here.
There's two on us.
Catwalk, guys.
Run.
I'm watching you.
This is blue sniper now.
Are you fucking serious?
I will take that, though.
Pro players. What?
See how big EG's ads are?
His ads on his stream?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
like
didn't
a
notice.
Gotta get those
billboard.
promos out there so people can see them.
All right, and once again, if you follow us on Twitter, then you can answer this week's community question. And last week's community question
We got
was
some answers.
Huh?
We had answers.
Yeah, well, I retweeted it finally. Last week's community question was, will Oxygen Supremacy take down a pro league team at DreamHack Atlanta? And this question was answered by, oh, hi, I'm Sean. Yeah. Miss Yams for dinner. All right, yeah, kind of stuff. And Lord Relay. And if you answer our community question this week, then we will put you on the show next week. So make sure you follow us at HES_ now and get your answers posted so we can shout you out. And this week's community question is a little bit of a weird one because I want to get some weird answers, okay? Describe the feeling you get every time you see Washi smile.
You're all going
When
to
he
get some
does
weird
this.
replies on that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're all going to get some weird replies.
Please hashtag HGSN and tweet at us your answers. Describe the feelings you get every time you see Washi smile. That's going to do it for our show this week. We are going to have a DreamHack hype trailer launching any day now. Hopefully before the event starts. So make sure you follow us on YouTube and Twitter to get that in your eye sockets as soon as it comes out because it's going to be amazing and it's going to get you all gooey inside for DreamHack. I guarantee it. It's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
Right. So join us here next week, same place, same time. We're going to cover everything that happens at DreamHack Atlanta and enjoy the show this weekend. See ya.